Joining me now for more on this is News Corp senior writer Patrick Carlyon. Patrick, Peter Dutton held up quite well considering. How did you see the debate?
Look, I think it was sort of a nil-all draw. I think that fact about Peter Dutton's father has become sort of more resonant, if you like, today as the day's gone on. Because most people, no one would have knocked him for not going on. Most people would have been in a position where a family member is ill or, ailing, where it is very difficult to perform publicly at the same time. I thought he performed admirably in the circumstances. I thought as a debate, as a political debate, it was probably a nil-all draw. It didn't really change anyone's, frame of reference for the election. I think a lot of people would have been disappointed that there were no grander visions, but that puts aside the fact that Peter Dutton did actually turn up, which in itself was a win.
Yeah, I guess that is something to be said for turning up under those circumstances. Now, Greens leader Adam Band has handed Labor a list of non-negotiables in order for the Greens to back Labor in forming a minority government, God forbid. The demands include getting rid of negative gearing, limiting the 50% capital gains tax discount to only one current investment property, and they also want rental freeze and caps, Patrick. So they seem determined not just to destroy the energy sector, but also the housing sector. I mean, what do you think is going to happen if you remove all incentives for investors, including negative gearing, capital gains discount, and also put a cap on rental increases? You're going to have a smaller and smaller pool of rental properties, and that's not going to be good for renters.
And where does it end? I mean, they want 50-cent public transport fares. They want free teeth for everyone. They want no coal or gas. I'm not sure how you turn on the light at that point. There is just this wish list that has no relationship with reality in so many of these cases. We saw Bill Shorten push for negative gearing changes in 2019 and the electorate said no in a massive way. And the thing about the Greens, I mean, they might get a fingernail on the levers of power here. They represent, probably 10 to 15% of the electorate, and they've got these crazy ideas. It is terrifying to think that they're going to be close to, the wheels of power.
Well, they've already succeeded in pulling Labor significantly left because Labor do fear the Greens in certain seats, and their influence even across the Liberal side is worrying. Now, a lot of Conservatives have been wondering where Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa-Price has been. She's been largely absent from the Coalition's campaign so far. She was instrumental in prosecuting the case for the Voice referendum, the Coalition's case against the Voice. And Patrick, she's undoubtedly one of the most effective, one of the most popular politicians in the country. We will see more of her this week, but listen to the security requirements. A large team comprised of Australian Federal Police, State Police and private security specialists will be protecting Senator Price during her visit to the West Australian city of Bunbury on Friday. This is after threats of protest and follows Price being the target of aggressive and abusive behaviour when visiting a number of Indigenous communities. I really do hope that is not the reason behind her absence from the campaign. I just think it's a strategic mistake from the Coalition not to be capitalising on such an effective politician.
Look, it's a difficult one. She's very popular and she has been threatened in the past. I mean, fears for her safety are not totally unfounded in this sort of new paradigm of protests that we now live in, since October 7. It's okay to actually be aggressive, to threaten to be violent, to menace people, and that's happened to her. And I mean, these measures that need to be put in place or are being put in place for a political engagement off the charts. I mean, it really does show how far Australia has shifted in the last 18 months, and it's really not good.
No, it hasn't been for the better. We reported yesterday about the Liberals in disendorsing their candidate for the seat of Whitlam, Benjamin Britten, and discussed how ridiculous that was. Well, it's not getting any better for the new candidate. Britain will now be replaced by former New South Wales State Liberal MP Nathaniel Smith, and he's already facing attacks. The Guardian has done a bit of an attack piece outlining new Liberal candidate for Whitlam claimed Marxist brainwashing happened at Australian schools, God forbid. Apparently that is a highly controversial point of view in the eyes of The Guardian, who went on to report Smith's maiden speech to the New South Wales Parliament back in 2019. This is what he had to say. He said, "Political correctness in this country has gone too far. I believe childhood is a period of innocence. I want to see schools teach core skills, not agendas. I want my children to learn about history, geography, mathematics, Western civilization, science and the arts, not safe schools, gender fluidity and other forms of Marxist brainwashing." Patrick, I would have thought that's a fairly mainstream view, maybe not of The Guardian, but for most of us, what he said there is that whether you're Labor or Liberal, I think most parents would agree with that.
Absolutely. Look, it's not controversial at all. He said political correctness has gone too far. Well, I think most Australians really, let's be honest, a majority of Australians thought we reached the limit of that a long time ago, well before now. And to suggest that this is somehow dangerous or controversial, it's ridiculous. It's hitting right into the strike zone for the coalition vote. That's the sort of people, they want to tap those sorts of feelings. And those feelings are very tangible and very strong.